Hey folks, it's Maxie here and welcome to another TEW2020 video. It's one of our biggest videos for a while. It is of course the AEW version of WrestleMania, All Out. You can see last year we got an 81. I'm actually quite curious to know if last year's show was before we'd changed everything in terms of our best angle, the tight focus to that, and the being focused on the main event as well. Interestingly enough, we went with Jon Moxley against Brody Lee for the world title. And a match we've got this year, we'll see if they can top it, the Young Bucks versus Proud and Powerful. So some very, very interesting matchups last year, and hopefully we can beat that. We should be beating the attendance record, that's for sure. I do feel confident we will beat the 81, purely because it's a strong main event. It's a strong card, as we all know. And I did say we were going to go all out with the celebrity and the bands. I actually realised we could have got an A-list celebrity. That is a bit too much money for the financial resources we have at the moment. So we've went with a star band, a B-list celebrity, and we've went with 500k on a special set. So we should still get a good boost from that, but maybe wait till we're further off financially before we go for a very aggressive amount there. The show's 4 hours, I extended it a little bit. There's not actually too many angles, it's mostly matches and entrances, just to give it that big feel. And to give the wrestlers an opportunity to try and put on the best match possible, because that's kind of what AEW is all about. So, without further ado, I think we just crack on it. This is AEW All Out 2021. So just under a sold out crowd at the Rice Stadium, 54,731, so we've smashed that. Got 2 pre-show matches, starting off with an abysmal pre-show match. The tag team of Mayu Iwatani and Riho defeated Ali and Penelope Ford in 11:49 when Riho pinned Ali with a Northern Lights suplex. This means that Mayu Iwatani and Riho are your new AEW Women's Tag Team Champions. So a good win for them. I just felt like you couldn't keep those championship belts away from the show. If we do that, we pretty much render their relevance. So I felt like good opportunity for there. A 46 rated matchup and a good win there for the baby faces. So looking forward to them putting on some good matches in the tag division. I'm also going to give away a wee spoiler here, but I want to try something different coming out of this event. And I feel we're going to have, and I don't know if this has been done very often, but a mixed tag team championship, so like 1 male and 1 female superstar, that kind of championship. I want to try that. So I think that could certainly help our female talents develop and get them more over a bit quicker. So that's something to look forward to that we're booking out of All Out. The other pre-show matchup was a fatal 4-way tag team matchup. And it was a pre-show about the terrible wrestling and non-existent crowd heat. And we went with Private Party defeating the Motorcycle Machine Guns, the Butcher and the Blade, and the Hybrid 2. And we had the Butcher and the Blade out first, then the Hybrid 2. Followed by the Motorcycle Machine Guns. I need to stop booking elimination ones and book them as an actual one fall. But a good showcase of the tag teams that didn't make the show. A 52, and that's with Mark Quinn off his game, and Angelico having a gimmick that's stale. Now it's time for the full show itself. So here, the 100 promo. You can see Cody, Kenny Omega, Nick Jackson, Matt Jackson, Jon Moxley, MJF, Hangman and Pac. So my reason for picking these guys to cut the promo, your entrance to the show, you get that hype package. I thought the 4 members of the Elite, get them in, get Cody, Kenny, Nick and Matt Jackson. MJF and Moxley can talk about their feud, obviously what's went down there, how MJF says he's meant like in the head of Jon Moxley, and Jon Moxley says fair enough, he did win the war game a little bit, but now it's time for him to just completely destroy him. And of course your main event for the AEW World title, Hangman, just talks about how Pac's finally decided to start turning up here in AEW and getting some victories. He's got as many resources as he needs, he's got his posse behind him, and he's going to be the man that will retain that World Championship. So 100, perfect. Matt Striker and Tony Schiavone were weak, deserve better colour commentary, but hey, we don't need to worry about the best match, best promo now, that's it there. We just need to worry about some good matches. So let's start off with some action in the TNT division, and it was a decent matchup, and it saw Claudio Castagnoli defeat Miro, Tyler Bate, Ace Austin, Jacob Fatu and Brian Cage in 14:22 when Castagnoli pinned Ace Austin with the neutralizer. This means that against the odds, Castagnoli defends it for the 12th time. A 65 rating, and what I like here is everybody's pretty even in terms of their in-ring performance, and that's with Miro off his game. So I just felt like at the moment we'll keep it on Claudio. There's obviously things I want to do with certain other guys in this matchup, but I just felt at the moment the title is best staying on Castagnoli, so a 65 for that one. Then had Matt Riddle cut a promo on Mr. Brody Lee. He says it's cool, man. You know, he's obviously upset that I called him bro, but you know, it's alright bro, it's cool bro. You know, proper Matt Riddle promo, just acting dead goofy, but he obviously knows that like he's got to get serious, and knows how dangerous Brody Lee is, and how dangerous the Dark Order is as well. That was a 78 promo. Their matchup was superb, and with Brody Lee defeat Matt Riddle in 15:27 with a running big boot. It's a good win there for Mr. Brody Lee. A 74 for Riddle, plays an 89 for Brody Lee, and that's with a lackey psychology, which would probably cost this match maybe being about an 83 and an 84. But it's kind of one thing in the Dark Order storyline that we're going for at the moment. But it just shows, you know, Riddle's got wins over AJ, Brody's winning against Riddle, so there's big things on the horizon for Mr. Brody Lee. But you know, he's fed up with being called bro, he wants to be called sir, and he's managed to get rid of Matt Riddle. Then had the debut of Bandido, and it was a decent matchup, and Bandido defeated AJ Styles in 13:40 with a Revolution Fly. This was a 62 rated matchup, a bit disappointing there. Bandido's debut, his gimmick of a cowboy, was poor as well, but it is what it is. The reason this match came ahead, AJ Styles put up a promise that he would put Bandido over, and I thought, you know what, I don't have much planned for AJ Styles at All Out. I think that'd be a decent matchup, so a bit disappointed it got a 62. I think it was just a regular match. No, that was my Steal the Show match as well, which is a bit gutting. AJ's penalised for stamina and declining physical ability, so he really took in a hammering from that. But yeah, cool. Bandido is here in AEW. Then I had the matchup between Jericho and Pentagon. It was a superb matchup that saw Chris Jericho defeat Pentagon Jr. in 13:46 with the Walls of Jericho. This actually surpassed expectations with an 80. I thought it would maybe be a bit lesser. Maybe even have saw a clash in styles, so delighted with that. But Jericho shows that he's still got it, and he gets some revenge on Pentagon with a good victory there. Did they make that one Steal the Show? That was just regular. So delighted with that. I thought maybe Jericho's stamina would maybe cost him. But yeah, overall happy with that. Very surprised. After the matchup though, while Jericho is celebrating, we have the debuting Killer Cross come in, and he makes his debut. The lights go out, he pops in, and he just beats the living shit out of Chris Jericho and stands above him. So this was kind of one of the reasons for having Jericho go over in Penta, so I could build the Killer Cross debut on him, because I wanted to have Cross come in and debut against a big name. And I think a 77's okay there. Jericho looked good, Killer Cross underperformed, and the initial rating of a very good for the badass gimmick, so that's good to see. Hopefully make him a mega star here in AEW. Then I had a hype video, or a hype package for the Inner Circle, of course. Sammy Guevara alongside his big man Jake Hager and Santana and Ortiz. Santana and Ortiz talk about last year's match against the Young Bucks. They say this is their time, this is their moment when they become tag team champions in AEW. And Sammy just says, Ospreay, you've been all over the world, you know, showing how good a wrestler you are in Japan and in Europe. But this is my country, this is the States, the world knows, so the US knows how good I am. It's time for me to prove that I am the best pound for pound wrestler in the world. Their matchup, exceptional. Sammy Guevara defeats Will Ospreay in 18:30 with 6:30 and 82. So I think you knew from the start the plan was always to put Sammy over. This was always going to be the building and the making of Sammy Guevara to get him to that next level. Now Will has an 85, he's insanely over in this save. 86 for Sammy. It's been hampered by the colour commentary and a lack of psychology, which is fair enough. They're both maybe not the greatest in storytelling. I've not watched an Ospreay match for a while, but I'd assume in the game that'll take time for years of experience. Under 20 minutes, because I felt like these two would just absolutely go for it. I wouldn't think it'd be like a long match, but it'd be like incredible in terms of the stuff they'd be able to pull off. But an 82, and I'd be intrigued to see with psychology how good they could make that match, and us having a decent commentary team. But Sammy gets the win. We can now utilise Will Ospreay in other ways. Then Moxley and MJF is next, so promo time from MJF, just saying he's getting into the head of Jon Moxley. Jon tried to get back into him by attacking Wardlow, but hey, big man's going to be fine, and he's going to show here that he can win this matchup on his own without the big man recovering at home. So that's an 83. And the match itself, just an 82 as well, and I think it's another one that suffered from a lack of psychology. Oh my god, that in commentary is the bane of my life. I think you could actually say as well that the two of them have probably cost this for being in the 90s. So I'm going to have to look at this commentary situation. Might have to go with just Tony and Morrow going forward. A 95 and a 90, it makes you wonder what that could have been. But MJF defeats Jon Moxley in an exceptional matchup in 22:55 with a quick cradle. So out of nowhere, just pulls off the win, and he's mentally outsmarted Jon Moxley to take the victory. Again, the building of MJF. It's almost as if this is intentional, that we're building new stars, or maybe even, looking to expand to 2 rosters. Or 2 brands even. Next up, we had the triple threat match for the Trios Championship, and it was about the terrible wrestling and non-existent crowd heat. There's a lot of text here with best friends, Chuck Taylor, Trent Beretta and Orange Cassidy, who got thrown in at the last minute, as I mentioned in the last video. Defeated the champions, Jurassic Express, Jungle Boy, Luchasaurus and Marco Stunt, and in the Dark Order, Evil Uno, Stu Grayson and John Silver in 14:27. The champions went first, then the Dark Order went, and it means that Orange Cassidy and the best friends win the Trios Championships due to John Silver being pinned. In terms of in-ring work, Orange Cassidy was head and shoulders above the rest. John Silver was the weak link. That's one of our aims here. We're going to try and build him up as he was off his game. And Orange Cassidy managed to shine in it. But 57, it's just a mixture of everyone's overness, if I'm being honest. But still, serves its purpose on the card. Gets people on the show. Gets them an opportunity to perform on the big stage. Then had Britt Baker cut a backstage promo. And she says it's good that she's finally getting the spotlight that she deserves, and she's going to walk out of here as your AEW Women's Champion. As a 34. The matchup itself had 8 in it. And I didn't change her name because I meant to change it. You'll see what I mean in a minute. She won't be known as that. But anyway, terrible matchup. Toni Storm defeats Nikki Storm, Hikaru Shida, Heidi Lovelace, Shayna Baszler, Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, Lexi, and Peyton Royce. She won't be Peyton Royce, we'll change that. I'm probably just going to call her Cassie. But yeah, we'd managed to sign her as well. She was going to be the 8th person. In 1608, when Toni Storm pinned Lexi with a strong 0. Meaning your new champion is Toni Storm. So I'll describe what I wanted to happen in this matchup. So also, Britt with just a 29 in-ring performance. The plan was actually to put Britt over. Too many people objected to it. It's like, fair enough, right? Tony's at least remotely over, so we'll go with her. The plan was, obviously, it was going to be Hojo versus Baszler. But over the last couple of months, Baszler has had issues with Heidi Lovelace, Toni Storm, Nikki Storm, and I just felt like the 3 of them can take her out, which can mean somebody can maybe just get a victory over someone else when she's completely out of contention. So I just went with Toni Storm getting the win and getting the overness by pinning Lexi to become the champion. So only 47. The reason for that is obviously I had to protect Lexi, I had to protect Shayna as well. You can see they're both able to be kept strong to allow them to put over Toni, but I think it's a good way to build stars. Shayna can have programs without the championship. Yeah, Peyton Royce will no longer be Peyton Royce. We'll change that because I don't like when they come out of WWE keeping that name, so expect her to pop up in some storylines going forward out of this. But yeah, it's good to get more depth into the women's division, and as I say, with the women's tag championships, with the potential mixed championship and this, it gives them a lot of opportunity to all develop and give us an insanely good women's roster. Another backstage segment with the Dark Order. Brody Lee's like, yes, it was fantastic that I managed to defeat that loser Matt Riddle, but John Silver, what the fuck, man? You cost Uno and Stu, You could have been trios championships. You've got to make things right. You've got to make sure this ends as a good night for the Dark Order. One more Dark Order member is in action, and that is Darby Allen later tonight against Kenny Omega. Silver, don't be a fucking idiot and make sure things are alright. So a 59 for that. Then of Cody making his elaborate entrance. I was wondering if I'd forgot this match, but obviously it's Cody, so you need to put him in quite high. Found an angle which makes it 4 minutes, so they don't make it boring, but it's Cody at a big event, of course. He's going to have an over-the-top entrance. That was a 79. So Cody versus Rey Fenix. I feel if Phoenix had a bit more overness, this would be exceptional, but I think we might just get the 82 here. And 84. So again, another matchup that probably would have hit the 90s, but the lack of psychology and the colour commentary costing it. Maybe over the market because of the over 20 minute matchup. But superb wrestling, great heat. Cody defeats Rey Fenix in 21:40. My reason for this one, it's still too early for Phoenix to over Cody. I'd love to do it, but the overness difference is just too much. But still, it's a great spotlight for him, and you hope that that can maybe benefit his popularity, getting such a showcase match. So, good win for Cody at All Out. Then had the AEW Tag Team Championships on the line. And it was about they had great wrestling and good heat, and had Proud and Powerful defeat the Young Bucks in 17:36 when Santana pinned Nick Jackson. No, didn't say the move there. Proud and Powerful win the AEW World Tag titles, so only a 75, which is down in last year's match. However, obviously this is on the basis that we had to protect Nick Jackson. Obviously, he didn't really want to put Santana and Ortiz over, but I wanted to give the Inner Circle some silverware. I wanted to get the titles off the Bucks so they can go and have tag matches with everybody else, not for the titles. And yeah, it's one of the hits you need to take, as I say, just protecting them. Damages the match rating, but it means it gives a title run, probably deserved, and hopefully coming soon in real life, if it hasn't happened already, by the time we're recording, for Santana and Ortiz. Then moved on to that matchup between Kenny and Darby Allen, and it was about the head superb wrestling and great heat, as Darby Allen defeated Kenny Omega in 24:19 with the coffin drop after a distraction from John Silver. So at 82, this one has been hampered by the colour commentary because we don't have anything on psychology. Both guys went over 80 performance, 88 and 86 respectively. If we look into this one, inconsistency of Darby and the low experience in the colour commentary. I haven't used anything like once in a lifetime or anything because a lot of these guys, none of them are like mega stars yet, and it's up to us to get them to that stage so we can use that and then hopefully use those kind of match aims. We just stick to our usual one steal the show, one storytelling, and one wild brawl per the product. So, main event time coming up. We've got a wee backstage segment. Brody Lee with John Silver, and it's obviously because of what happened in that matchup. And Brody Lee's like, he's like proud to hear. He's like, you know what, Silver, you fucking done it. Well done. I'm proud of you. And he gives him a big high five, and John Silver just has like the biggest smile in the world. So we're hoping, as I say, that this can help elevate Silver, whilst Alex Reynolds is still injured at this point. So we'll see how it goes. Hangman's elaborate entrance gets a 78. You know, it's the world champion at a main title fight. It's got to be an over-the-top entrance, so maybe it's another horse and rides that into the arena. We'll go with that. Please deliver. I've got a feeling this will just be an 84. I've got a feeling this will be an 84. 78. Psychology and colour commentary. Oh, psychology, you're the death of me in this game, but that's fine. They're going to get psychology stats as they keep wrestling, so that's up to me to just make sure they keep having matches and keep improving that stat. Or actually recruit people from WWE that have got a good psychology stat. But that's cool. That's, the save obviously isn't a year in, so that'll come within time. But an exceptional matchup. Pac defeats Hangman in 30-41 with a corkscrew shooting star press. Pac is your new AEW World Champion. Just felt like I want a babyface as champion. Let's go with the bastard Pac. And 93 and 85 are two exceptional performances. I think this could have probably been in the 90s quite easily. And the match suffered from the psychology. Colour commentary was poor. God damn it, Match Striker. It's either him or Tony. It's one of them. But obviously that's going to take time to get the quality of the announce team up as well. So maybe that second show might come soon, so we can allow them to develop some chemistry. And finish the show, Pac celebrates, as you can imagine. So 84 for that one. We'll take a look and see how the show does. I'm going to guess about an 82, maybe 83. And yeah, we'll see who has had good pops increases thanks to the show. So overall, 87. Okay, we get a big boost because of the boosts that we put in. 100 segment at the start probably does help. It's a cheap way to get it, but at least we know we've got people that can talk the talk when they can't walk the walk through psychology, so that's fair enough. But I'm happy with it. As I say, it took a long time to just kind of figure out how I wanted it to go. We got a lot of people on the show, and I don't know if that's popped up. The wee Xbox party invite there pop up, but yeah, happy with that. And yeah, we'll see what happens. If it did, you get a wee intro to one of my teammates on SLR. But yeah, we'll jump into the main screen here, and we'll see what's happened. So, Yuji Nagata gets into the New Japan Hall of Fame. All Out. Fantastic reviews, which is good to see. Satoshi Kojima hangs up their boots. Yohi, I'm terrible with Japanese pronunciation. Just go Yo and set to remember New Japan, that made it easier. Isn't a consortium? And a PWG, and Ken Shamrock's retired as well. Anyway, the Blades contract's ending, that's fine, we'll extend that, that's absolutely fine. Viewing figures was 802,000 and the buy rate was 0.56. That seems really low. Let's look into a few things. Finances. Oh, that's a worry. So pay-per-view revenue is down by half. So I don't know if that's maybe the change to 1.27 or I think I may need to look at pay-per-view providers because that's not good. Obviously we're in a position where we can lose money, but yeah, we shouldn't be losing that much. Ticket sales are up though, broadcast revenue is up exceptionally, sponsors is up, merch is up, worker costs obviously are up, show costs are up 3 million because that's obviously a big, obviously you can see we're this in Double or Nothing, so that's going to happen. So probably would have made financial gain without that. They didn't spend anything on media, but I'm a bit disappointed, you know, a big event but you lose pop, but especially when you consider the gate receipts you'd get for a 54,000 crowd, so I'll have to look at that. That's one thing we'll look at, in fact. Well, we're still with In Demand, Bleacher Report, and Fight TV, and obviously I put all 3 in to do that. Oh well, I guess we won't be going all out for events just yet, because not as if we're exactly, it probably could go higher. I think that's one of the things, so I might look at getting us a better broadcaster. Surely now we'll be in a position. That's just an Oceania. Let me just check USA. I can see there are some very big networks I want this for even just normal television programmes, so we could probably put in, I can't even tell off the top of my head, Direct TV, there we go, that's who we're with, Dish Network. That would get huge, so I'm assuming we can probably just go with anybody in Cablevision as well. So I'll take a wee look at that. That's something that'll probably change by next time we're on, and we'll look to eventually get a second show. Might even have a second show by next Dynamite. A lot can happen in 3 days. So last time, just wanted to look at 2 things. Sorry, size, quite comfortable apart from in Puerto Rico and Hawaii. Obviously, nowhere near in any of these other countries. Oh, the UK is close, but yeah, a long way to go everywhere else, so that's fine. In terms of our roster, just want to look at the kind of main event people. So AJ Styles 67, 68. Who else we got? It's massive. Mr. Brody Lee most places in the 80s, so he's in a good position. Jericho, pretty much at the same level, so obviously jobbed him out a little bit. Claudio, 67s. Cody, good couple of 90s in there. Darby Allen, low 80s. It's a good position. He's only 25, so he's got plenty of time to get there. For sure, the former champ, Hangman, low 90s. Delighted with that. It's just Puerto Rico and Hawaii where they're a bit lacking. John Silver, 17. Oh, still a long way to go with John Silver, but that's okay. Jon Moxley, low 90s. Kerry Hojo been pushing in the 66, so plenty of time to get her over. Kenny Omega, I've never really booked Kerry greatly in this, I'll be honest. I think he's someone that we'll need to start doing better things with. Kenta, of course, in rehab, was at the 70s. Killer Cross, as he debuts, is in the low 60s, so a long way to go with him. Matt Jackson, mid 70s, who's under Matt Jackson there. Matt Riddle, in the 70s. So we got Miro, 65, 66. MJF, into the 90s nearly, some places his high 80s, so good situation for MJF. You see, mostly just over in the US. I was going to do a UK pay-per-view, I'm not sure, but you can see the gains anyway, so that's good to see. Nobody's really broke that threshold into 100. Nick Jackson, 77s in there. Orange Cassidy, mid 60s. Pac, well there you go, 98 in America. Maybe our champ is the next big thing since Stone Cold Steve Austin. But even at that, well, he did have the psychology because he's 80, but that's fine. Who else we got? Pentagon, 78, so again the defeat to Chris Jericho didn't really matter too much for him. Ricky Stark's obviously someone I want to build, is at the moment only 31s and some 39 in some regions, so we'll get him over. I think that might be because we'll be doing mostly takings for dark matches where he's been winning, so that's how he's get further than some than others. Rey Fenix, anything between 68 67. And Santana, 70. Shayna Baszler, if I can actually hit Shayna, was 62, so she's pretty good position there. And coming soon, this man, 69, Tommy End. We also have Will with 86s. And that actually reminds me, the one man I didn't check, Sammy Guevara. So there you go, 87s, 88s, 89s. You can clearly tell in the last month or so, a couple of months, the win over Chris Jericho, the win over Will Ospreay, and we've prepared him to one of our top stars. So we are going to go ahead and book towards Fight for the Fallen. I think it's Fight for the Fallen, or is it Fighter Fest? It is Fight for the Fallen. No, it's not, it's actually Fighter Fest. I should know that Fight for the Fallen was before. I might take the gamble and have the UK pay-per-view. Well, let me know what you think of that one. The storyline idea I've got, and I'll just say, is not to have AEW Out of Control, but to have AEW Knighthood. Let me know what you think of that and why you think I'm going with it. But anyway, cheers for watching. It's been a long video and I appreciate you for sticking with me. Hope you enjoyed it, and hopefully one day we can get a good commentator. So thanks for watching, take it easy, and I'll speak to you all real soon. Bye bye.